Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name is Preston, and I'm here with Sam. Say hello.
Hello, we're here for Meta Monday.
It's Meta Monday, and this one's gonna come out on time.
It'll be on a Monday, I swear. At least on Tuesday now for trolls.
Yeah, just to make me a liar. Uh,
Every day except Monday.
it's a great way to build confidence in the viewer base, that's for sure.
It'll be in the comments. They're just liars.
Um, But with this being a Monday after a big tournament, the first preliminary qualifier tournament,
Yep,
let's review first and second place.
absolutely. I'm gonna pull up second place first. It was a starter Luffy deck. I'm gonna zoom out and zoom in just so you can see the whole deck like this, and we'll go over each card and count. I'll zoom in just a little bit.
Absolutely.
So
Uh,
we have starter Luffy. This was a popular card throughout most of the tournament. I think we saw a lot of starter Luffy's, a lot of Zoros. Yeah, let's get right into the character cards. Start off with four choppers. Pretty. I think we saw a lot of red decks as well.
yeah, I'm expecting a lot of defense so that you can actively rush when you want to.
Right. And that's something you picked out right away. Like, there's a lot of blockers in this list. Choppers. There's also four Bards down over here, and then the four of the film laws, which is cool that was available.
Yeah, and that guy's a Otama clone.
And Otama clone, which we also have
Yeah.
four Otamas as well. For the search Namis, missing that's interesting as well is the other Nami that moves as well.
That- It's a very interesting
Yeah,
difference than other uh, Luffy decks at least the ones that they premiered in the future matches.
yeah,
Um, Not having it is really interesting. I guess it gives you more space for more counters,
yeah.
like
It was
Sanji.
yeah. It was a card that like left and re-entered the deck. It just seemed too good of a utility not to have just extra 1,000 damage. Um, then we have four of the Sanji. This is the 2K counter and also one that pulls life and gives him an extra 2K damage. I believe it is. Powerful Sanji.
Yeah,
Four of the Nico Robin. This seemed to be a really popular combo card for this tournament. Combos nicely with the Tama and the Law as well. And then a lot of your damage here. Four Zoros, four of the promo Luffy's, and then four of the Rush Luffy as well. And then four Shanks. All four counts except two Sabotis and then four Jet Pistols.
yeah, and we're seeing no defensive event cards in this deck. So you're relying on your blockers and your pretty high 2K counter count to play defense and just go straight rush, which is interesting. I've always wanted to play the defensive counters because I feel like I need them, but they're also only playing two Sabaody when I'm always trying to play three or four. So it's interesting counts in my opinion, um, especially without defensive counters. It's really interesting. Um, Something I noticed the red decks that they did feature is they were tapping out every turn, trying to get as many guys on board as possible. So you don't have the Dawn for counters. So why play them? If you're playing all your Dawn's worth of uh, per turning character cards, you're not defending with counters. So it's just a waste of space in your deck, which
No,
is a really interesting concept.
no, and I think that makes sense why this was second place and what is first place because this would seem like a counter matchup to what this deck is. First place was Kaido. I'm going to give you the full shot so you can get a full glimpse, and then we'll zoom in and talk about cards again. Kaido leader, this is starter elect leader. We've been familiar with it for a long time. Three of the ulti that ramps. This is the only ramp character card. We'll come back to that guy in a little bit.
Hmm.
We have eight blockers here. They're all the two drops. Four ultis. There's no page one, so I'm guessing this was just strictly combo power. Um, Four of the film Uta. This is the blocker as well. So there's another blocker over here as well. Then you have four queens. Four Drakes is another two counter that can pull cards out of the hand, and then he commits heavily to the heavy drops. Four of the Kings from the starter deck, two of the what is this gentleman's name?
6K or 6 drop 8K counter.
Love it.
He doesn't have a name to me.
I
I
love
can't
that.
pronounce it. I can't pronounce it.
It's better to not butcher it than attempt, right?
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
one of the 7 drop kings. Then we have 3 of the rush pop 9 drop Kaidos and 3 of the nuke Kaidos as well. 4 Nagashima, 4 Blast Breath, which has been very popular lately, and 2 Thunder Bugoyas.
Balonies.
Baloney.
Um, yeah, I think this deck knows what it's trying to do. It will play its defense as it needs to, and then it heavily commits to dropping big card after big card, overwhelming you with 6 drop kings, keeping your decent cost cards off the board, and then attacking with characters that you're not going to be able to KO easily. Um, Not a lot of commitment to ramp, which is interesting because I just consider purple as the get up to 10 as fast as possible and then beat you down with big guys. So only running 4 Onigashima and 3 ultis as your main ramp cards. Obviously, Thunder Byuga has an option either in late game or through the trigger, but it's going to be harder to hit. And in late game, you might not have a card to ramp with, so not a big ramp card in my opinion. But running the 2 drop ulti is interesting because we've seen a lot of people playing the Sasaki that ramps. Uh, and I think we were discussing like pros and cons earlier, and I think it's somewhat of a preference, but also what was the thing you said about
Oh,
Sasaki?
it can't be foil, so that's huge. That's a huge thing already. Ulti can be secret and foil full art.
Yeah,
Easy choice, easy choice. Ulti is much better to look at. Let's be honest.
yeah,
Um, yeah, this deck is committing very hard into the style. A ton of blockers early, just to get you to the kings and stuff like that. And if we're comparing the matchups, since there's not a lot of defensive event cards in this deck, they're overloading the board to try to do damage. And this deck absolutely punishes that. They're every time they're playing something, they're probably trading with their effects and then actually trading with the leader and other cards. And they have a lot of stuff to defend as well, a lot of two counters, so they're able to keep things on the board. And that's how the matchup seemed to go as well.
yeah.
I
Yeah, and in that future match, Red gets a decent lead and has characters on the board, and then the 10 drop Kaido comes out, and I just remember the Luffy player not being able to recover from losing a 5 card board. Um,
Yeah, and playing against purple, you shouldn't even do that. You shouldn't even consider playing that many character cards. 3 should be your max. And then he has no way to actually remove this 10 drop Kaido. Round Table is a card that I want more red players to play. That's an easy response into that Kaido.
yeah,
Um,
the closest thing would be Shanks with some Dawn on it, and
well,
then
if he plays Kaido, he's nuking that board. So
I mean after you hold your Shanks when you're playing Kaido. In my opinion, that's your only chance to getting around
yeah,
uh, being having both boards blown is to hold your probably only answer until you think you're going to win with it, if you're going to rush and take the game, or wait until Kaido hits the board so that you can respond. That's my not being a first place, second place player in the the biggest tournaments of this game so far,
right,
being an outside observer. But both of these decks are, I think, finely tuned for the meta that they're playing in.
yeah.
We talked about King being an interesting four of over the 6 cost over the 7 cost, and I think those counts will change based off of the meta you're playing in, uh, which is a really interesting concept of balancing those 2 cards in this deck.
No,
Uh,
absolutely. And at least where we're playing in our little eco bubble, we're more common with the red green, so we're more in favor of the 7 drop. But if over where their current locals are playing, if they're focusing on these mid game blockers or whatever it may be, this king is obviously more valuable to you in your setting. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
yeah, absolutely. Knowing the game that you're, or like the tournament that you're going into might change your deck up a little bit.
Yeah, whatever the
And
meta is for that day.
overall, everyone that played in the future matches are the best in that tournament this weekend.
Yes,
So
yes.
congratulations to everyone that did well. Good luck next time to everyone that bubbled or didn't have a good showing. The
Yeah.
game's young. You're gonna come back to the next one and and hopefully have a better showing. Or let's see if we can get some repeat winners or repeat showings from
Absolutely.
these incredible new players of this fun new game that we have here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll do us for another Meta Monday. Thank you so much for watching. If there's decks that you guys want to see us cover, leave some links down in the descriptions, and we'll definitely go through them. And maybe we'll see a deck that you want us to look at on the next video. If you like the video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more One Piece TCG content, leave a subscribe. And good night. We'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.